make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. We're going to see how this works, but as long as you get the audio, this is what I need to talk about. Why, us as Black people, we don't trust other groups for this particular reason. So listen to it and let's go.
It's not white people or Asian people.
All I said, I didn't say anything about, inherently violent. All I said is that if it's
now you did.
If it's
no one accused you of that, and now you did.
It's a white.
So like your bias is slipping out there.
It's clear you want to say it. You should just say it.
Can anyone let me talk here?
When it comes to Asian hate, the perpetrator is not a white supremacist anymore.
Correct. That's all I'm saying.
So that's the
all
problem.
that I'm saying.
Like, we don't want to blame one race for violence when that's actually not true.
Is it white people? Is it white people?
It is white people.
Are these attacks happening?
It is white people. I literally looked up statistics.
You do not have to be white to perpetuate white supremacy. No one's saying it's not hard to govern a heterogeneous society, but it is possible to do a lot better than the way that we're fucking doing it right now. It's like we've banked on this myth of white adjacency more than this model minority myth of like, instead of aligning ourselves with the Black community who've been fighting for racial justice and liberation, right, and acknowledging our own privilege and putting our bodies on the line to fight for these movements. Instead, we banked on white adjacency, and here we are still being pushed.
First of all, what exactly is white adjacency? Is it working hard, having family?
It's not.
So, this is what I want to get into. There are people who aren't white. They're not Black and they're not white, or not even Black American. Let's just say that they're not white, and they want the thing that the guy was talking about, white adjacency. Even the LGBT group, and what winds up happening is this. Nobody's saying, because when people say, it's a Black and white America, a lot of times the reason it's a Black and white America is because people who aren't Black and aren't white want to be American, and they choose to default try to be white. And in that, what they wind up doing is having some type of animosity towards Black people. So this is what I mean. A lot of times people go up about talking about what we are to them, but what they don't look at it from the other side, where you are whatever you are, Asian, Muslim, Hispanic, whatever, right? LGBT, whatever. And you wind up going, okay, well, I want to be an American. And what y'all have done my whole lifetime is, even people from the Caribbean from time to time, I'm not going to, throw it out up there like that, or Africa, same thing. What you have done is, to be American, you thought you could disrespect Black people. And part of disrespecting Black people was disrespecting Black people as children. I know a lot of people like to say I was teased as a kid. That usually is an FBA, African, Caribbean kind of thing. But what winds up happening is this. Y'all forget that you as adults were really disrespecting Black kids. And 10, 20, 30 years later, now you're trying to figure out why these people don't rock with us. Well, because when you were 25, 35, 45, 55, you just had to be disrespectful to me as a kid. And the guys I know, and the girls I know as kids. And then they become parents, and they become adults, and then they become parents, and y'all try to do the same thing to their kids, or your group does. And then I don't know where this animosity came from. You chose to be, quote unquote, white or white adjacent. And, white people's disdain for Black people is really illogical, and insecure, because they did all the trifling stuff. So that's what happens with other groups. It becomes illogical and insecure, and you're initiating all the trifling stuff. But when there's a response, or if something happens to you later that really that might not have anything to do with race, or maybe it does. It's, where did this come from? The sky is falling. And for us, it's like, the sky's not falling. You just only paid attention when it happened to you. When you were doing it, it wasn't a big deal. But when it's happening to you, now it's a big deal. And the same thing happens with the my brother argument. You know, why do you want to like if you like white people, cool. To want to be American and want to be cool with white people, that's cool. But when you say since I'm gonna be cool with them, I'm gonna hate you, now we got an issue. And then when you go, now we don't do that. Yes, you do. That's the norm how it goes. You know, and the unfortunate thing is, you know, we've seen black people do it. Black people who are from America and black people who are not from America. And then they get around quote unquote white people, and then the white people disrespect them the same way they do the Asians, the same way they do the Hispanics, the same way they do the Middle Easterners, Arabs, whatever, Muslims, whatever you want to call it. If you want to, even though they're white, the same way they do Jewish people, the same way they do Italians, the same way they do Russians and Greeks, the same way they do, you know, the gay community. Then it becomes when they get dissed enough, brother, we in this together. No. We're only in this when white people smack you in the face and you don't want to stand up to them because you still want to be, you know, under the white umbrella. See, I know y'all think being black is being anti-white, and you being white, you got to be anti-black. But the problem along the way is when you're in the group that don't like you and you chose to stay there, like I get now Kanye West talking about slavery is a choice. Well, so is you know, a lot of people who are not black come here with a slave mentality, and their slave mentality is a choice. And their treachery is a choice. And their cowardice is a choice. And as long as it's under the umbrella of whiteness, they think it's all good. And then when it smacks them in the face that it's not all good and it hurts them, then it becomes, brother, we need to come together. And it's like, no, man, hold your own. Just hold your own, player. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one.